I feel like the Grand Teton Pro is a step above most other e-bikes that are very similar to this. I feel like it just does such a great job in so many different categories, and I wanted to share that with you. I've been riding this for a little while now, and I've put some miles on it, and I wanted to just share with you what I think about it. So first of all, one of my favorite things about it is probably the riding experience. It is so smooth. I feel like part of the reason why I enjoy it so much is because, first of all, it comes with fat tires on it. So for me, I ride in a lot of rougher conditions. I'm usually riding on gravel roads. So fat tires help to smooth out all the bumps and stones that I'm going to be going over top of. But then also paired with that is front suspension. And that just also helps to just dampen down any bumps that you're going to go over top of. So I really enjoy just how it rides. It is a little bit more of an athletic position. You are leaned forward on the handlebars while you're riding, but to me, it's still comfortable, and I enjoy taking this out on leisurely rides, or if I'm gonna be riding in my trail or on gravel roads, it's still a lot of fun. What I feel like this bike does a better job at most of its competitors is the pedaling experience. It has a torque sensor with it that is so smooth and dialed in. It's very responsive, so as soon as you put down more torque into the pedals, you're gonna go faster, and if you ease up on the pedals, you're gonna slow down. And it does such a great job of just adjusting your speed based on how you're pedaling, so I feel like it does a great job. And you can be in different pedal assist levels. If you want to be in the eco mode, it's going to be more reserved, the pedaling is going to be more gradual, and also the throttle will be more gradual as well if you're in the eco mode. But if you pump it all the way up to its boost mode, then it's going to give you a lot more power. The throttle is going to be a lot more snappier, a little quicker, and then also pedaling it is going to be more responsive, and it'll bring you up to its top speed a lot faster. So I found the pedaling experience to be very enjoyable. Another thing that helps with that pedaling experience is going to be the shifting through the gears and then like the flywheel on it, because it gives you great resistance at faster speeds. So when I was riding this like 20 to 28 miles an hour, it wasn't a problem at all. I feel like I could shift through all the way up to the 9th gear. It has a smooth trigger shifter and it worked great. I was able to get up to faster speeds, no problem at all. But then I still felt very comfortable pedaling. It wasn't like my feet were just sliding around loosely. So I feel like that's part of the reason why I enjoyed it so much. Sometimes when you get into cheaper e-bikes, they'll lose a lot of resistance at faster speeds, and it just starts to not feel as good of quality as a bike like this. Something that's a little bit different about this e-bike compared to a lot of other e-bikes that I've tested out is the screen on this thing is actually much smaller. So it's kind of nice because it's a little bit more discreet, a little bit more minimal, if you will, and I like that because it cleans up your handlebars. You don't have a huge screen up here, and then you have more room on your handlebars if you want to mount a phone on it or something else. You can do that without a problem. But then the screen is still very nice. It shows you all your pertinent information, and I like that the metrics are very specific. So it shows your battery percentage and an actual number, and it will even tell you how much range you have left while you're riding. So if you're riding in eco mode, it might say that you have 23 miles left until you run out of battery. So I really enjoy that as well. I feel like it's just made with good quality components too. I feel like that's also part of the reason why I enjoy it so much. It brakes very nicely. It comes with hydraulic brakes, so stopping is incredibly easy on this thing. And then just the design and the thoughtfulness of the build quality of this is like spot on. When I got this, nothing came damaged. I actually have an unboxing video of this product where I share all its specs and features. So if you want to watch that video to learn more about this e-bike, you can. And I'll also put a link in the description below for you to learn more about it as well. But just the overall look of this thing is just super nice, and it doesn't compare to a lot of other e-bikes that I own. I feel like this is just a step above. I feel like I really enjoyed the frame design. For one, looks really nice. The rear rack design also is a little bit unique. And then I love the integrated rear lights on this thing. They're very large, so it makes it very visible, but then they don't look gaudy. They look actually really nice, especially when you're riding at nighttime. This thing looks awesome. So I'm really just impressed with its overall capabilities and features. In most of my reviews, I like to weigh out the pros with the cons, but to be completely honest, I don't feel like there are that many cons about this e-bike. I feel like what it gives you and for the price that it gives it to you for, I feel like it's a very solid choice. People might say they would prefer a mid-drive motor instead of a hub drive, but then that would just increase the price of this bike and it would be a completely different category of an e-bike altogether. So I can't even really say anything like that. For me, the biggest adjustment I would make to a bike like this is probably the handlebar setup. I'm someone who really appreciates a very comfortable ride, and so if they had an adjustable handlebar stem that can raise up higher or lower down a little bit, and if they gave you a little bit more swept back commuter friendly handlebars, I would more so appreciate something like that. However, I know a lot of people that prefer this handlebar style, especially if you're going to be more mountain biking and going through trails. You might prefer this layout, but I am someone who personally enjoys a more leisurely layout, if you will. So if maybe they gave you the ability to adjust your handlebars, I think that would be a little bit better. That way you can accommodate someone like me or someone who wants to use this more as a mountain bike style. So that's one thought or one suggestion. Another idea would maybe be if they integrated like suspension somehow through this rear part of the e-bike. That could maybe improve the comfort if you're really going to be trail riding and like going more aggressively outdoors like that. That could maybe be a small change, but again, I think that would just increase the price. And I feel like suspension is very tricky to get right. I feel like a lot of times I see on e-bikes, they'll put like just a cheap suspension spring in it, which doesn't really make a difference, but it sounds nice. So I'm okay that it doesn't have it, and if they were going to include it, I would want it to be at least to like a Sur-Ron level or something that is actually like a dirt bike level suspension. But if you're going to just put like a suspension seat post or a little gimmicky spring back here, I would say just leave it out. Don't even bother with it. So that's kind of just my thoughts. But dude, this thing has been awesome. I've been loving taking it out. I feel like it looks great. It rides great. I also have the Teton Adventure 2. And to be completely honest, I think this might be better than that e-bike. So I actually want to make a comparison between this and that product as well. So maybe check that video out if you want to. But this is the Vanpowers Grand Teton Pro. I think it's a solid choice of an e-bike. If you're looking to get a fat tire e-bike with great range, great technology on it, a torque sensor, integrated lights, I feel like you're gonna be more than happy with this. I feel like they made a good product, and there it is. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the description below to this product if you wanna check it out, and have a nice day.